Imagine waking up tomorrow and everything is gone. No school, no job, no supermarket, no government, no money, no phone. Just you, the wild, and the need to survive one more day. Most of us would be dead within a week, but here's what will blow your mind. Your ancestors did exactly that. For 300,000 years. Not for a week, not for a year. For 300,000 years, human beings survived, thrived, raised children, built communities, and passed down wisdom. Without a single classroom, without a single paycheck, without a single boss telling them what to do. So the real question isn't how they survived. The real question is, what did they know that we've completely forgotten? And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your own life very, very differently. Let's rewind the clock way back. We're talking 300,000 years ago, long before ancient Egypt, long before Rome, long before the wheel was even invented. Homo sapiens had just arrived on the scene. We were the new kid on the planet. Fragile, no claws, no thick fur, no venom, no speed. On paper, we had no business surviving. A lion can run 50 miles per hour. A crocodile hasn't changed in 200 million years because it's already nearly perfect. And then there's us, soft-skinned, slow, and somehow at the top of the food chain today. How? The answer is one of the most extraordinary stories in all of human history. And it starts not in a classroom, not in an office, but around a fire. Picture a group of early humans somewhere in what is now Africa. Maybe 20, 30 people. A tight-knit band. These weren't savage, grunting creatures like Hollywood wants you to believe. Recent research tells us they were just as intelligent as you and me. Same brain size, same emotional depth, same capacity for love, fear, grief, and joy. They just lived differently. And here's the first thing that should shock you. Their entire education system was the world around them. A child in that band didn't sit at a desk for 8 hours. They walked with the hunters at dawn and watched how the elder read the sky before rain. They helped the women collect roots and berries, and in doing so memorized the difference between the plant that healed a fever and the plant that stopped a heart. They listened to the elders at night by the fire, not because they were forced to, but because the stories being told contained the survival codes of the entire tribe. Every story was a lesson. Every lesson was life or death. Forget textbooks. These people were walking encyclopedias of the natural world. A tracker could read a footprint and tell you the animal's weight, speed, direction, and how long ago it passed. An elder woman could look at clouds and predict the weather 3 days out better than most apps can today. They didn't learn this from books. They learned it from obsessive attention to reality. And now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. We think of work as something we invented. A 9-to-5 structure, a salary, a boss, a career ladder. But your ancient ancestors had something completely different. And honestly, something that in many ways sounds better. Anthropologists who have studied the few remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, groups like the Kungsan in Africa or the Hadza in Tanzania, made a discovery that genuinely puzzled researchers at first. These people worked on average 3 to 5 hours a day. 3 to 5 hours. Then they spent the rest of their time resting, socializing, playing, making music, telling stories, and staring at the stars. We have been sold the idea that working 40 or 50 or 60 hours a week is the natural human condition. But it's not. It's a very, very recent invention. For most of human history, people worked enough to survive and then they lived. But wait, because the craziest part isn't their schedule. The craziest part is what they actually did with that free time and why it made them more resilient than almost any modern human alive today. Here's something nobody talks about. Loneliness is a modern epidemic. Anxiety, depression, disconnection. These are symptoms of the modern world, not of being human. Because for 300,000 years, no human was ever truly alone. You were born into a community. You were raised by the community. You were fed by the community. You were protected, grieved, celebrated, and buried by the community. There was no such thing as a stranger in the band. Everyone knew everyone. The elder who helped deliver you was also the one who taught you how to make fire. The young man who once played games with you as a child was also the one who had your back when a predator came close. We needed systems to manage that scale, so we invented schools to standardize knowledge. We invented jobs to divide labor. We invented money to make trade work at a distance. We invented governments to manage strangers living side by side. None of these things are evil, but in building them, we lost something that was never meant to be replaced. We lost the feeling of truly belonging somewhere. We lost the sense that you matter, not because of what you produce, but because you exist. We lost the daily immersion in the natural world that kept our minds calm and our bodies healthy. We lost the kind of deep, uninterrupted sleep that comes when your nervous system finally feels safe. We gained civilization, but we paid a price we are only now beginning to calculate. And here's the thought I want to leave you with, because it's one that has stayed with me long after I first came across it. For 300,000 years, every single human being who has ever lived carried inside them an extraordinary hardwired capacity for survival, community, creativity, and meaning. That capacity didn't disappear when we built schools and offices. It didn't vanish when we invented smartphones and fast food. It's still inside you. The anxiety you feel when you're isolated, that's your ancient brain screaming for community. The restlessness you feel doing meaningless work, that's your prehistoric mind built for purpose and contribution, not productivity metrics. The peace you feel in nature, in forests, beside oceans, under open skies, that's 300,000 years of evolution recognizing home. You are not broken. You are not lazy. You are not failing at being modern. You are a 300,000-year-old creature living in a world that is 200 years old trying to make it work. And the fact that you're here, asking these questions, searching for something deeper, that is the most human thing of all. If this video made you think differently about yourself, about history, about what it means to be human, drop a comment below. Tell me one thing your ancestors knew that you wish you did too. I read every single one. And if you've never felt more connected to a video than this one, hit that subscribe button.